Good afternoon and welcome to the SRUC Elmwood Campus Student Support Live event. My name is Caroline Manzi, I'm the Marketing and Student Recruitment Officer at the Elmwood Campus, and today I'm joined by the Student Support Team who are going to introduce themselves shortly, and then we're going to work through the questions that we've had sent in by you. You can also use the Q&A box just now if you have any queries before you start college. Anything that you want to know really, but I'll introduce you to the team now. So we'll go first over to Jackie.
Hi everybody, my name is Jackie and I'm part of the Elmwood Student Support Team. I cover two roles within the team and they are pastoral and funding support. Today I'm going to talk about funding and my other colleagues will talk about the other areas of support that we can provide. Before I start, I just want to say that funding is a very complex area, so please feel free to get in contact with any queries that you have. Depending on the level of your course will depend on where you apply to funding. You'll either apply for funding directly through SRUC or to SAS, which is the Students' Award Agency Scotland. Students who will be applying directly through SRUC for their funding will be students who are going on to our further education courses. These are our NC level and SVQ level courses. Students who will be applying to SAS for their funding will be students who are going on to our higher education courses, and this is the HNC, HND and degree level course. SAS is a separate organisation to SRUC, and so we do not have access to their systems or your application. You will submit your application online and track this via your SAS account. So how and when to apply for funding? If you have already applied and have your offer for a further education course, that's the NC level and SVQ levels that I mentioned earlier, you will then receive an email with a link to your funding application. As part of your application, you will be asked to provide evidence which you will upload directly to your online account. If you have applied for a higher education course, and that's the HNC, HND and degree courses, you can go to SAS website and make your application there. It is important that you apply as soon as you can for either of these funding options. The Student Information Scotland website has lots of great information on the types of funding and what you could potentially be eligible for. It also has a funding calculator that you can key in your basic details and get an idea of what you may be eligible to apply for. And I will now hand you over to Nicola.
Thanks, Jackie. Hi, I'm Nicola. I work as part of the Student Support Team, and as you've just heard, I work alongside Jackie in the role of funding. The other part of my role, I've recently taken up the post of Careers Advisor. Just in terms of the funding, just to add in addition to what Jackie said, that we've been busy over the summer just going through all the applications that have been submitted so far. So do keep a check on your email, because once you've submitted your application, if there's more information we need from you, then we'll make contact via email, or once we've assessed your award, this is for the FE level courses, we'll also communicate that via email. For the careers side of my role, I can support with career progression and career management skills, and I also work as part of a larger team across SRUC, and we have a jobs board and regularly update information on there about full-time, part-time volunteering opportunities. On campus, there'll be opportunities to come along to individual sessions or group sessions. I'll also run team sessions as well. So I'll be doing some workshops, drop-in sessions over lunchtime, and once everybody's settled into college life, I'll share more information once the term starts. In terms of location, for the funding side of my role, I'll be in the student support office, and for careers, I'll be along the corridor in another room, but you'll get to see where those are as part of your tour. Now, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to pass over to my colleague Lee, maybe not going to be able to. I'm going to pass over to my colleague Kirsty, who'll be able to give, sorry, I'm going to pass over to my colleague Michael, who's going to give information on our academic support. Colleagues just having problems with IT, so we're just swapping the running order around. So I'll pass over to Michael now.
Okay, thanks, Nicola. So hi there, my name is Michael, and I work with the student support team at Elmwood. I help with the education related support, so that could be help with your academic research, with your writing, your coursework, organisation. Getting started is a common challenge, and referencing too. essentially with any challenges you have with your studies. Doesn't matter how big or small your difficulty is. Don't leave it to see if it gets any easier over time. Contact us by email, phone, or just by popping into the office. We'll also be running workshops and drop-ins to help with some of those areas I've just mentioned, so keep an eye out for those. If you have or suspect you may have a specific learning difficulty such as dyslexia, ADHD, dyscalculia, get in touch and we can ensure that you get the help that you are entitled to. In that case, we can also talk to you about alternative assessment arrangements. So, for example, maybe if you had a scribe for your exams at school, or if you've used specific software to help with your writing in the past, we can help with setting those kinds of things up. Our support services, though, are open to everyone. Everyone could do with some help sometimes. I think often in student support, we find that things that we're helping students with are things that we found that we kind of all find challenging at different times. So that's kind of how we know about these things. Fundamental point is just to say that we're here to help. It's kind of what we do. So do come and see us. And with that, I'm going to pass on to my colleague, Kirsty.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, I'm Kirsty, and as Michael said, I work alongside him supporting students with their academic work. I also support students with their health and well-being alongside Jackie. Our job is to make sure that any student who needs any kind of help and adjustment gets the support that you need. So we might be able to help ourselves, but if we can't, we'll always do what we can to make sure you're put in touch with the best person, either within SRUC or in the local community. We have a mental health counsellor who we can refer you to if you think this would be helpful. She's based in Aberdeen and appointments are over Teams, but don't let this put you off. Last year, our students found this really helpful, and if you feel you might find this difficult doing from home, we can give you a quiet private space for meetings on campus. It might be that you already know what kind of help or support you need, or you just want to talk to somebody about the options. So the kind of things we can put in place is making sure that tutors are aware of any kind of adjustments or requirements you might need, such as having maybe to leave class due to health reasons, or you might need your work in a particular text or colour. We can store medication for you. If you have a diagnosis or condition that you think might affect you while you're at college, let us know, because we'll do what we can to help. It's good for us to know what you would want us to do if you need help when you're with us. It's better for us to have that information beforehand, so then we can just do whatever it is you need us to do at the time. If you need a lift pass, come in and see us and we can sort that out for you. Over the year, or at the start of the year, if there's anything you're worried about or is having an impact on your college experience, let us know. It doesn't matter how small it is or how silly you think it is. If it's bothering you, come and speak to us, because hopefully we'll be able to put things in place and have things kind of sorted out for you. With your permission, we'll speak to tutors and make sure that they've got all the information they need to also help you. If you've had support before in school, other colleges or universities, or you're working with someone in the community and you'd like us to link in with them, again, let us know, and we're quite happy to meet with them and share whatever information we need. We may have already contacted you about support over the summer. We've started working through our list, but we're still working through that. So if we haven't, don't worry. We hopefully will be in touch before you start. But you can contact us. At the very end, I'll share a support email address, which you can email, and that'll be passed on to the right person in the team to get in touch. As Nicola said, when you come to college for your induction, you'll get a tour, so you'll get shown where the support office is, and you're welcome to pop in there anytime. Jackie, Michael and myself are based in there most of the time, and we are happy to meet with anybody in person on campus, over Teams, or give you a phone call. We're really flexible and we're happy to work with you the best way you want us to work. Sometimes we might still be working from home, so we'll be contacting you on Teams from home, such as, sometimes some of your classes might be online, so it's easier for you to have a chat with us over Teams than come into the office. As I said, we're also going to do some drop-in sessions at lunchtimes and maybe in the evenings online as well. But that information will be out kind of before you start. So when you come in for induction and once you get started, keep an eye out for those times. I think the main thing is, as everybody said so far, is come in and see us. We're more than happy to do what we can to help, and don't let anything kind of bother or begin to get on top of you, pop in and we can have a chat. I'm now hopefully going to pass you on to Lee, who'll just have a wee chat about the residents. No, okay, so yeah, Lee's having technical difficulties today, so as you can see, it affects us all from time to time. So Lee Shaw is a residence manager, and he's in the residence during the daytimes. So if you are have applied for the residence, you're going to be coming and staying with us, he'll be your main contact in there. So yeah, but you can also get in touch with Lee through the email address that I'll share, and once you get started, once you get on campus, you'll get to meet Lee in person.
That's great, thanks Kirsty. We've got quite a few questions have been coming in, which has been amazing, so we're just going to make a start on those just now. If you do have a question, there is a Q&A box, please just type it in there, be anonymous, and we'll try our best to answer it this afternoon. So the first question I've got is, I've had support in class at high school, how will you know what support I'll need in college? Would that be yourself, Michael?
Thanks. So sometimes that information is will be on your application form, but I think the fundamental thing I would say is just to come and see us to talk about it, because that way we can make sure if there's anything maybe you've left off the form, and also, you know, we know sometimes things change, or maybe you've noticed something that you weren't aware of at your time at school, but now you are aware of it. So I would say, yeah, either send us an email or just come into the office and yeah, and we'll talk that through.
Okay. The next question, is there help I can get in budgeting my finances? Over to Nicola.
Yeah, absolutely. Jackie and I can help with any budgeting. We've got lots of information. We have a virtual learning environment called Moodle, and we put information on there and update that. But pop in and have a chat with us. We can go through budgeting information, and we do also have additional funds, discretionary funds, so that if when we've worked through your budget, we can see that things are tight and you're needing a wee bit more help, then we can help you to put an application in for discretionary as well.
The next question I've got is there someone I can speak to if I'm feeling anxious or upset?
Yes, as I said, you know, if a referral to our mental health counsellor is something that you would like, again, as I mentioned, we have got Gillian, and we can put in a referral to Gillian for you. But if it's you just want to come and have a chat in the first instance, you're in college and you know you're feeling particularly anxious on a certain day, then just pop into the office. Jackie and myself will be about, and we've got quiet spaces where we can go and have a quiet chat and see what we can do to help kind of there and then at the time.
Another question I've had through says, I'm thinking of staying in the residence. Am I too late to apply for a room?
No, as I'm hoping that we will double check all the information about the residents, because yeah, we're hoping that Lee will be able to answer stuff. He'll have the most up-to-date information on that. But as far as I know, there are still rooms available in the residence, so it's not too late to apply. The application forms should be online. I'm not sure, maybe yes, yeah, the application forms are available online. If you have any difficulties finding that, email the support email address and we can get that sent out to you.
The next question I have is, can you tell me if I'm dyslexic? Is there a test that the college can do? Okay, Michael?
Yeah, so we have screening software for dyslexia, and it doesn't lead you to an official diagnosis, but it does give us a good indication. So it's a good starting point. So it can kind of get us started in terms of talking through the kinds of supports that we can put in place for you, and also we could talk through the possibility of getting that diagnosis depending on the results of the test.
Great, thank you. Another question, is there some way that I can store medication?
Yes, yeah, we have lockable storage areas for medication within the support office and also within some of the academic areas, depending where you're going to be for your class times. So yeah, if that's something that you want to talk about or you think you may need, get in touch with us, because we can have a chat and see what we can put in place to make things work as easy for you.
Kirsty, this one might be for you as well. Is there a quiet space that I can go to in the college?
Yes, we have within our main support office, we've got 4 little quiet rooms that are available for students to access. We also have a larger quiet room where we might do some one-to-one work with you. Michael and myself may use that to do some education support with you, but it's also available during the day for just a kind of breakout space. So if you think you need that little bit of escape time, we have got places available for you. We also have, if you haven't already been to campus, we also have really nice grounds on the campus, so lots of students find it really, you know, quite therapeutic and nice just to take that 10 minutes to have a walk around some of the gardens and things. So there's lots of options there for you, and again we can have a chat through and see what would be best for yourself.
Thanks, Kirsty. Somebody else is asking if there's someone to speak to about writing a CV or finding out about courses they can progress on to. Nicola.
Yes, absolutely. I can help with that. And as I mentioned when I was just giving the week information before, we can do that either on campus, we can do it via Teams, we can work around the days that you're in college or when you're at home, and link in for that. So absolutely.
Got another one here regarding accommodation. If I'm studying in the residence and need to see a doctor, can the whole college help with this?
Yes, Lee will be able to help you with that, but we would suggest that you register with the local doctor so that if you're going to be staying in the residence, it's easy for you to access the doctor. But if you haven't registered, again, it's not, you know, it doesn't mean you can't access the doctor. You can still get to see a doctor if you need to. So yeah, Lee in the first instance would be able to help with that, but we could also help with that as well.
Great. I've got another one here for Nicola. Is there someone who can help me find out about part-time work or volunteering?
Yes, absolutely. Again, that would be me. We, as I said, we've got the jobs board that we would send out all the information to everybody about the jobs that are available, but we can actually look then at more specific things locally. And we've got good links in with voluntary organisations as well to help with finding volunteer work round and about as well.
Great. Another question in, when I was at school I saw a counsellor. Can I see a counsellor while I am at college?
Yes, yep, we have Gillian, so we can you can yeah, we can refer you to Gillian and you can meet with her. As I said, that will be on Teams. She's based in Aberdeen, so those appointments are online. So yeah, that's very easy for us to do. So again, get in touch with us. We can send you Gillian's contact directly if you don't want to kind of come through us. But we would always kind of suggest if you come and speak through us, then you've got us on campus as well as a support if you need it at other times.
Great. There's been quite a few questions coming through about timetable and induction information. Somebody's asking, where do we find our timetables for our classes? Nicola?
Yeah, so we just got that information sent through yesterday, so it has gone live. So if that's somebody who's wanting the information, if you could email through to the Elmwood Student Support, or if Caroline, you've got access to the details who's asking that question, so we can forward over the link and share that with you so you can access timetables.
Yeah, so if that was yourself that was asking about timetables, if you just put your email into the chat and just write timetables beside it, I can respond to that or pass it over to Nicola. Okay. Another one we've had through is one for you, Nicola. Is there jobs for students on campus or near campus?
So that one could link in quite well with Caroline as well, because we do actually have some student ambassador roles. So as part of the Welcome Week, Caroline will be giving information about that. But absolutely, I can help you with searching for jobs locally round and about, but the campus ambassador role is probably the role that's on campus that Caroline would be able to give more details of during Welcome Week.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Nicola. We're going to be promoting that quite heavily at the start of Welcome Week. Well, to Welcome Week. And it's really a really good way for students to get involved, and they can help promote their course. Obviously, if there's field trips and things like that going on, if you like social media, you like taking photographs, you like being on film, it's a really good thing to apply for. So yeah, there'll be lots of information about that coming up when we start. The next question I've got is, can I get help with travel costs? Is that you again, Nicola?
So travel costs for anybody who's under 22 and travelling by bus, there is the free scheme, and we would be advocating for everybody to apply for that, so that you get your free travel not only while you come in to and from college, but whilst you're out and about as well. There are some circumstances where you would be able to apply through the college for further education courses where travel is assessed as part of that. But as Jackie mentioned at the start, the funding is quite individual. So again, if you can just pop in a wee note to Caroline, and then we can get in contact with you and take that forward.
Great. I've got another question here. Somebody asking, what happens during the first week or induction for NC level courses?
Okay, during the first week, it's the welcome week, so there'll be a range of different things going on. So you'll be introduced to your course tutors, people within your group. You'll have tours of the campus, so things like looking at the library, the refectory, where all the support staff and everybody are, and then you'll do specific things as part of your course. So those will be individual to your course tutor as to what activities you'll do. But it just be general overviews of everything that's expected of you, how the course will run, and just everything you need to know to start the course.
Can I just add to that as well? Sorry. Just to say as well, for induction, the timetables did go live yesterday on the Getting Started page on the website, but at the moment the FE ones aren't there, but that's going to get resolved after this meeting. So later on this afternoon, the FE timetables for induction should be up there as well, and you'll be able to see exactly what you'll be doing and what days you'll be due in.
Great, thanks, Kirsty. There's quite a specific questions come in. Somebody asked about course fees. Part of the application was they needed to pay 50% of the fees to get accepted. When would the rest of the fees be due? I don't know if anyone's able to help with that question. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, what I would ask for whoever's put that question in is if you can email through to the email that Kirsty's going to put on the screen at the end, and we can just check that out for you rather than doing it in this public forum.
Great, thanks. Somebody's asking another question about accommodation. For accommodation, is the building open throughout the year? As I understand, some accommodation places close at certain points of the year. Kirsty, would you know that answer?
Yep. There is accommodation available all year for students. Over the holiday periods, it may depend on each individual campus. So depending on how many students are wanting to stay over the holidays, it may be that Elmwood residents would be open over the holidays, but it might not. But that wouldn't mean you wouldn't have accommodation. It may be that you have to go and stay in one of our other residences, one of the other campuses. But if that's something that you are thinking that you're going to be staying throughout the year, that's probably a conversation you can have with Lee in more detail, because he'll have an idea of who's coming through and who's wanting to stay over holiday periods and things.
Great, Kirsty, I'll just keep you up there because it says another question is, I have a place at the residence. Do I need to bring my own plates and cutlery and bedding?
Yes, crockery and plates and things, bring your own. Bedding, you can bring your own. If you bring your own bedding, then you have to wash your own bedding, but bedding can be supplied and that gets washed for you if it's the college bedding that you use. So it's entirely up to yourself with the bedding. Some people like to bring their own stuff to make it more homely and kind of like what they've got at home.
Thanks, Kirsty. Well, that seems to bring all our questions to a close there. Kirsty, I think you were going to put up a sheet with some contact details that people can just take a wee note of before we close today's event. So I'd just like to say thanks very much for coming along today. Hope you found this useful. As I was saying, that the contact details Kirsty is going to provide, do get in touch. That can cover any of the sort of areas that we've covered today. It's a one email does all, and they will get answered really quickly because we're very efficient. I'm now going to pass you over to Kirsty. Hopefully she's going to share her screen with us.
Oh. Can you see that if I put it up? Are you seeing that, Caroline?
No.
No. Okay. Technical issues. Here we go.
Oh, another question's just popped through asking when will we be able to register with enrolment?
Oh, sorry, I can't see who's live because I've got my other screen up, but enrolment will be open shortly, and you'll be emailed when you can start that process, and you can work through the online enrolment system and when it's up and running. And there will be contacts within that, so if there are any issues, there's a specific helpline that you can phone for support. But again, if you're having problems, you can email our email support address and we'll get the right person to get in touch with you.
Great, thanks Kirsty. I've got your screen now, so I'm just going to share it.
Okay, so yeah, here's just a wee note of all our names and what our individual roles are in the Elmwood Student Support at sruc.ac.uk. So if there's anything at all that you want to have a chat with us about, you're not sure about, just email us and one of us will get back in touch. And you can email that email, so that email's address is open all the time, so you can do it now before you start the course or at any time over the year. Feel free to use it or just pop in and speak to us in the office.